We are back on the Fight Rundown. I think it's like episode 169, 170. No clue what we're running, but I tell you what, this is a personal goal. This is a milestone completed. When I started from day one, I always said my goal was to branch out into the UFC world, and we've done it. We've not only got any UFC fighter on, we have got 3-0 Marcus McGhee. How are we doing, Marcus Maniac McGhee?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
It's a pleasure to be joined with yourself. Really appreciate you hopping on. How's things been? I know you obviously just come off your last fight, a fantastic win. Coming off, I think it was a spinning wheel kick or
it didn't finish it, but yeah, that was like the start of the end.
It was beautiful. It was, especially against the guy he was against. What was he? Pretty much European world champion in kickboxing. He was from Spain, wasn't he? Gaston Bolonas. And yeah, you made it look easy.
Well, man, honestly, I still felt like it was harder, but for your inside it, your outside it looks a little different. But I'll take it, But it's been good. Nothing's really changed, Obviously, it was a good test of our skills against a good guy, and now we're just back to training and focus on the things that are everyday business.
Yeah, of course, training at the lab. I think just one of the goated gyms in America. It probably is a takeover. You look at that division between 135 all the way to 155, and I mean, you've got the guys out there. You've got Mario Batista, you've got Sean O'Malley, you've got Tim Welsh coming in when he wants. Yeah, I mean, obviously I know Sugar and Tim are very dialed in on themselves, but that team is ridiculous. Like, I know you had that Mexican guy who's come down sparring recently in the last couple of weeks. Tim mentioned on your episode, actually, on the Confidential show. So yeah, how is all that?
I can't think of his name, but I know he's been over there too. He's the Combate champion, I think, the 145-pound champion that's been going over and helping him.
Yeah.
But yeah, train with Mario and all those guys, and we actually got some big guys. Our gym's starting to get a lot of bigger guys too. We got Alec that's fighting this weekend. He's the 205er. He's gonna be banging it out. We got another guy who's fighting Eric, and he's a 185er. I mean, we have so many big guys too now. So it's just like literally when you step on the mat, it's like all these guys and all these studs, And you're just like, all right, well, this is what we're doing today.
I tell you, that's what's up. Because I mean, me and Bowles, my colleague, we're gonna have to make a trip down to Arizona with the way this is sounding. You know what I mean? We need to see all these guys in action. And of course, not only that, you've got not only MMA skills. Look at Ezra, who you're training with. Probably one of the best grapplers from what I've seen. I know about Ezra. I've seen him for about a year now, and I mean, imagine getting that sort of training is insane.
And he's just turning pro. Like people don't even know he's a sleeper, and he's gonna be a problem for everybody once he gets in there too. So. I'm looking out for him to start doing this thing. Actually, we were training yesterday, so there's like so many guys in the Bryce Meredith. Like he's kind of
he's insane. Then you've also got Tommy. Tommy, obviously Tommy Gunn is his nickname. Has he got a fight coming up in March the 3rd? I think it was.
I'm not sure when he. But I know he is going to be getting a fight soon here.
Yeah, it's legit talent. But going back to yourself, of course, it's kind of. I know it's been probably a bit of a whirlwind as of recent. It seems like you've been nominated in the Fight Rundown Breakout Fighter of the Year. I know it's one of the most prestigious awards. You'd rather win that than Dana giving you it. But you really did have an insane year, kind of breaking onto the scene. I remember the first time I listened to you was on the Red Hawk recap, and then the first time I watched your fight was Luciano Ramos on LFA. So it's been, and that's all. I think your Ramos fight was early January last year, wasn't it? And then. You've just gone on a madness.
January 7th. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because that's kind of like the start of last year, and the whole repeat to January 13th this year. It's kind of just a crazy story, It's good that you saw the Luciano fight, though.
Yeah, it was you won by. I think it was you punched him, you knocked him out with the hands, didn't you? If I remember right.
Yeah, he didn't go. It's like, is it a knockout or is it TKO? But he didn't go to sleep, but he did drop. He dropped and didn't want to fight anymore.
Me and Bowles always say the same. We always say the same. If you finish him, that's a KO for us. That's a KO for us. I mean, especially the way you've been performing. And then, of course, like you said, you kind of debuted against Johnny Newson on the fight night. I think it was a Song Yudong main event, if I'm right. And you look fantastic in there. You come out, submitted him, and then going straight into JP Bai's fight. That was a KO. Now that was more of a legit KO. And then yeah, you've been flying up since. So yeah, what is it like just kind of breaking into the UFC and not only breaking in but doing what you've done? Has it been a whole kind of different story with yourself, or do you feel like you're treating it the same as before when you was back in LFA?
No, it absolutely does.
Are you baked?
Yeah, I got that train and burned one for sure. But yeah, it was crazy because I was like looking at myself, I'm like, man, I hear myself. I'm back hearing myself. I'm like, this is driving me crazy.
Well, I think if you have the echo on, maybe your phone's laid down. I don't know if that could affect it, but yeah. I think you sound on this end anyway.
All right, good. As long as it's not at your end, I can deal with it on my
end. No, it's all cool. So yeah, actually we'll just move on to the next one. We always ask the same fighters recovery wise. I know obviously are you quite into your recovery? You've got some great areas down there. And also, what do you do to kind of relax? I feel like I kind of know the answer from listening to your podcast, but kind of for the Fight Rundown fellows and fans, what is the process on that?
Yeah, so pretty much I go over Eminent Wellness. I know that there's also Art of Therapy over there at Tim's spot. So those are the two places I really use. And then obviously my supplement routine, I have the Thorn supplement. So I try to make sure I'm staying on that, my fish oils and all my what's it called? Everything, So as far as that goes, and then red light therapy, hyperbaric chamber, things that are way smarter than I even realized. Like there's like this magnetic bed that they have, and it's supposed to polarize your cells. And I don't know what it does. They say it, but I'm like, all right, I don't feel any different, but I'll stay here for 15 minutes as long as I can.
Yeah, it's helping you in the octagon. Of course, I know you mentioned Tim's spot. Have you had that Mac lemonade from there? Because I ordered them Thorn supplements, and I've been drinking them every time every day after every boxing session. I'm taking one of them back. That's the perfect tree right there.
And that's why I said everything, because man, there's so many of them. Like it's crazy, I'm like, I'm not even gonna label them off, but yeah, I've only had coffee from this spot. I haven't had anything else, but the coffee was delicious. I forget what the coffee was, but I went over there for the podcast, and he was like, "You got to go try one." I was like, "All right, man, you're right. I'm gonna just walk by."
Next question for you. Well, next time you go, you've got to try that Mac lemonade. That's a suggestion. I know I'm not even from Arizona, but I just copied his formula and went off from there. But we've got a couple questions here. I know obviously it's the first time. Hopefully we'll see you in person one day and have a repeat guest. But just getting to know you a bit more. What got you into the UFC? What got you into wanting to fight?
Honestly, it really wasn't even a want to fight. I was just in a kind of hard spot in my life, period. I had 2 kids. I was trying to get in the military. I was going to school. I was working. I just was kind of all over the place. And
if I'm right, you worked. Was your operations manager?
So that's what I ended up being right before I got the year I got before I got in the UFC, basically.
That's a legit job though. Like you've got to work up pretty high to get there. It's not like you was like not in a horrible way to anyone, but just kind of nailing down on the basics. You worked your way up to operational. It's pretty high up.
Yeah. Well, I actually had to start at Circle K. Really, that's where I started from. That's where I started training at, because the gym opened up next to Circle K. So
yeah.
After that, basically, I would change jobs and move around a little bit. I got into the cannabis industry. There was caregiver initiative at that point, so I was actually working with a caregiver for 2 years, and just setting up operations with them out of house, basically utilizing it as a grow. So that was my first introduction to cannabis and growing.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went up. My wife would have moved back. We weren't married yet, but I moved up with her in Anthem, and then I started just making sure I was training and working at Home Depot. And then I started being security guard at a cannabis spot, and that's how all that started. And so 7 years later, I ended up being operational manager at the end of it. Crazy story during COVID, but it was a great experience. It's something that I really appreciate being able to have, especially outside of the UFC. But I was training the whole time for that as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying like I said on the Patreon, you said lunch breaks, you was going and sparring, coming straight back to work. I mean, that's a legit story, and just makes anyone know you can do whatever you want as long as you push yourself, which is so sick. But also, what is your top 3, or maybe actually give us your favorite fight in the UFC ever, your favorite fighter, and then we'll go on to the boxing questions because we've got to keep it split.
Man. I wish I was a favorite guy, but my wife will tell you, like, I'm not a favorite. Like, that's one of my problems. I have to try to, like, nail myself down to favorites. But if I had to say something, that'd be a good fight. The Hennenbrow fight and TJ Dillashaw fight. That one rings off my head really a lot.
Yeah.
And then probably George St. Pierre versus Carlos Condit. You know, that was another really good fight.
You've answered wrong. You should have answered Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling, man. Come on. What's going on there? This guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a great one as well.
I'm playing. What about boxing then? Because
boxing.
Yeah, we're kind of 50-50. We've got balls of the boxing specialists over there. What are you saying for your favorite maybe? But I know you said you're not a favorite guy, but have you got any notable things that you enjoy about boxing? I know everyone's kind of split on it. Yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
So I'm into I have went back and watched like a lot of the old guys too. So like Tommy Hearns and like what was that other dude that Mike Tyson was talking about for a while? I can't think of his name, but I did go look at him too. He was a real street fighter. What's his name?
What weight class?
I think he moved around weight classes. I think like 167, 158.
Was it? I'm just gonna say Hagler. Duran.
Hagler to Duran. That's what it was. Duran. So I went back and checked out Duran.
Let's go.
So, those are good ones for sure. Like and then Hagler, so so a lot of those guys I went back and look, and then a lot of new guys too are dope. Like I watched Gervonta Davis. Who else do I really watch? I mean, Ryan Garcia. That check hook he has is clean. You know. So man, so many guys that I like to watch. But fights, I feel like. That's probably what it was. Tommy Hearns versus Hagler, I think it was.
Oh my god, crazy fight! Hagler Hearns is, for most people, it's the greatest fight ever, isn't it? It's them 3 rounds of just insane pace,
100%,
just going back and forth. But yeah, we're moving it on. I've got a quick game for you to play. Pretty much, I've got a list of fighters in the UFC, and what I need you to do, you have to describe them with one word. Okay, one word that pops into your mind, nice and quick. Right, we'll go straight onto it. Gilbert Burns.
Beast.
Brendan Allen.
Man. Viking, I guess.
Colby Covington.
Oh, man. I don't know about that guy. I'll pass.
Israel Adesanya.
Man. Monster.
Mario Batista.
Battleborn, baby.
Let's go. Islam Makhachev.
Dagestan wrestler.
Sean O'Malley.
Star.
And then we'll go with. All right, I'm just taking a quick random look. Let's go into the bantamweight division. Jonathan Martinez. Possible fight down the line.
Savage, yeah.
We've got Rob Font.
Hands.
Pedro Munoz.
Beast,
He's a bitch. The guy fucking pulled out one from Sean O'Malley's little eye poke. That was cap. It was a right hand. And finally one, Cheetah Vera.
Savage.
Let's go. Right. So that leads me to the next question. Cheetah Vera, Sean O'Malley, of course, being stablemates with the champ. What's your thoughts of that fight taking place?
It's a beast fight, man. Like, you can't. All these guys are tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand. Like, looking at these guys in their eyes, these guys, it's a different look, you know? And Cheeto's one of those guys that's been around for a long time doing it for a long time. And, again, he did win that fight, you know? Regardless of whatever happened, he has that win. Oh, that's how it is, you know? And I'm cool that Sugar doesn't play it because Sugar stays real to it. He's like, hey, bro, I said 17-0. It's 17-0. I love that, right?
He's a legend,
and I think that's why he's going to go out there and do it, because I don't think he's not worried about that one, because he knows what the mistakes were made, and he says what he said, and he made the adjustments. And I do think it's going to be Sugar showing off, but it's not going to be easy, you know?
No. Yeah, of course. Yes. It's so true. I mean, that fight just so insane, especially with kind of what happened last time and how it all took place. And I'm sure you'll be at that level where you'll be in rematches, but I couldn't imagine the preparation that will take place for, like, of course, being 7 weeks out. And I know you mentioned on the Timbo Sugar Show, in his last fight when he was 7 weeks out was the week he got his injury. So now he's 7 weeks out. Of course, he's fully fit. He said he's running the mountains. He's looking strong. I'm sure you're probably going to be mixing it up with him in there to get them reps. So yeah, but there again, you say that. If I heard right, you and Mario Batista didn't spar once, did you?
No.
For your both fighting on the same card, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I did spar one time. Like, we wrestled. We might have done a wrestling class and did some jiu-jitsu, but like, yeah, we didn't do actually any cage rounds, which that just tells you how deep it is. Like, and then again, we can be more fight particular at that point too. All these guys are tough and hard fighters, you know. So it's like, it definitely plays a big part that we all can be so versatile.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure you. I mean, it's such an honor and privilege to have a gym that allows you to mix up with that. But as for yourself, when are you looking to kind of get back in there? It seems like you're looking pretty fit. It looks like there isn't any. No, I mean, it was kind of a breeze. I know it was a tough fight, but are you looking to get back in there with a quick turnaround, and how many times this year?
Yeah, I'm trying to fight soon. So I mean, not March or April's probably not going to work out too. So May, I'm thinking May is when we're going to get back in there realistically. So yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. So I'm back to training, and I'll be looking to get better, enjoying myself a little bit, working on the things I want to work on, and then right back into an actual fight camp so we can get going end of April, early May.
Fine. Well, like I said, we'd love to hopefully see you in person eventually, and maybe come out to the lab. It'd be an honor if someone would like to sponsor us. To making that clear, or we get some sort of notable, little maybe Saudi money. But anyways, yeah, we appreciate you coming on. And the final question I have got for you, Marcus: where do you see yourself by the end of the year?
You know, it's hard for me to look at, but I can believe great things. I believe I can be hitting the top 15, especially if I can, get 3 more. You know, maybe I'm getting a shot at a top 15, but I think I have to fight like 3 more times before I'm even looking at that. No matter what the performance is like, whether it's going out there and dominating still, or if it's barely edging out these wins. But I'm coming to try to find out. That's my plan. I'm gonna find out.
That's what's up. I appreciate you coming on, Marcus. Make sure you check out the Fight Rundown, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you get your podcast from. We'll be back very soon. Peace.